he's here to talk about a nonprofit that he founded called Pipeline for Change. I mean, we could talk a little bit about baseball, but what really got us excited was your nonprofit. So welcome to Bitch Talk, Gabe Kapler.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad to be here with you guys and looking forward to the discussion.
Can you tell our audience what Pipeline for Change is?
The goal is essentially to get marginalized communities, and could list them off, but I think it's just worth saying marginalized communities into positions of decision-making power in sports, but first in baseball, and not as a box-checking exercise, but as a reason to make sports better. And ultimately, because society tends to follow professional sports and tends to look up to professional sports, we become example setters, and we'll look out into our communities and see business owners making similar decisions and helping to not just hire a diverse group of people, but also create mentorship programs to ensure that this group thrives in their work.
I grew up a Giants fan, went with my dad, went with my grandpa, went to Candlestick. I worked for the Giants late 90s into the 2000s. And I fell off during the Trump administration because I was like, I didn't feel like baseball cared about me or my voice. And then we fast forward to 2020, you're taking a knee, and then you created Pipeline for Change. And I'm like, I think I'm interested in baseball again because of the actions that you were taking as a leader for the team. So I want to know, when all that was happening, is that when Pipeline for Change kind of grew some roots, or was it before that? And why is this so important for you right now?
You know, when did these sort of thoughts and feelings start for me? Really, really long time ago. And probably to some degree, subconsciously, like the lessons that my father and my mother taught me were verbal, but they were much more about them walking the walk, right? Like the kneeling thing happens because my mother and father, watched Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speak live. I have pictures of it, and one of the major themes in my home was challenge authority. Because somebody is in a position of power or a position of authority, whether that be a teacher, a police officer, a political figure, whatever, we're not going to take their word at face value. We're going to ask them questions about what they believe, but also what they're asking us to do. And so I think that example was set early on. It was one of many examples that my father and mother set for me in my house growing up. Obviously, that doesn't make my worldview any more important than anybody else's, but it definitely shaped the way I think about things.